What's up, guys? What's up? Test, test, mic check. Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, I hear you. What's up, guys? What's up? We good.
And welcome from the commentary box to our latest F1 World event. The prize today is victory, but that prize can only be won by one. We're northeast of Budapest for today's race at the 2.7-mile Hungaroring circuit. 14 corners here, 8 to the right and 6 to the left, on a track where downforce is king and passing is notoriously difficult. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Antonelli, Leclerc, today's F1 World Challenger, and Verstappen, Tsunoda, Hamilton, Albon, and Liam Lawson. Fernando Alonso, Sainz, Lance Stroll and Hadjar, Gasly, Behrman, Esteban Ocon and Jack Doohan. Bortoletto and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. We're looking at this driver making their first appearance in this division. It's going to be a big change, right?
Well, this could be quite a nerve-wracking time for drivers. Your surroundings are slightly different, your competitors are different, but it's important that you believe in yourself and get your elbows out. Let them know you're here to stay.
Okay, the mission for today, I've got to get into P3. P3.
Okay.
Mind that front wing, it's going to need replacing if it takes too much damage. That start was okay, now stay alert for threats around you. We can now use DRS. DRS now available. Okay, we all know you can do this. Let's get into the top three. That's a decent start. Good job. All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. The Mercedes drivers just moved into first place. Okay, mate, this is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Okay, good stuff. We hit our target position today. I can't ask for too much more than that. Well done.
Este monster no me lo acabé ayer.
Here's the checkered flag. Here's our winner. By George, he's done it. Russell wins.
Mande? I'm good right now.
And it's been another brilliant F1.
chiquillos. Ah, ese es otro. Pícale tap tap on me.
Welcome along, ladies and gentlemen,
Like
to our
my
latest
stream
F1
on
World
YouTube,
event.
like
So
my
many
stream
stories
on
up and
TikTok.
down the grid, but there can only be one winner. Zandvoort circuit has 14 corners, 10 to the right and 4 to the left, with plenty of steep camber and elevation changes to keep our drivers on their toes throughout the 2.6-mile lap. Lots of...
Okay, mission for today. I've got to get into P3. P3. Okay, we all know you can do this. Let's get into the top 3. Okay, the start was fine. Let's try and move forward. We can now use DRS. DRS now available.
Fuck! Can I make a mistake? It's gotta be a solid race.
Okay, mission for today.
I
Got to get into P3. P3.
5 laps. Against these motherfuckers. That start was okay. Now stay alert for threats around you. Okay, DRS is now available. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Okay, Leclerc's just set the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap. Yeah, I'll take that. You smashed that target. Well done.
SC.
We've seen a brilliant display of the Russell hustle.
Yeah,
it's
I
George
just saw.
Russell who wins.
SC, you still here, bro?
was never a moment of doubt today. You could tell that.
Well, I would say if you're barely starting off with the
that is a
game,
sign of greatness.
kind of start with some. I don't know if you're still here though. SC, let me know if you're still here, bro.
Well, I don't know about you, but I've absolutely loved watching that action today, and I'm sure these three have loved taking part.
Appreciate the follow.
Here come our podium finishers. And taking
John.
his place on the top step of the podium, he gave
JDOT,
it some hustle.
what's up, bro?
Well done to George Russell.
What's your difficulty? I got it on elite mode, bro. 100%. 100%, my friend. No assist, no nothing. For SCRV, when I first started playing this game with the wheel and pedals, bro, I mean, you got to start off with your assists on. Start off with your assist on your wheel, on your braking, and slowly start taking off one by one as you progress through the game. Once you feel like you can drive without no assist on, then go ahead and take off all your assist off and start driving without no assist and start getting used to it. Slowly but surely you'll get it, bro. It takes time though. It takes time. I mean, but you can get it quickly if you just practice every day, you know. But yeah, I don't know if you're still here, bro. You can go ahead and try that. Maybe that'll help you out. I don't know if you're trying to jump right into it with no assist or anything on it. But I mean, when I started, I had my assist on for my wheel, my brakes, engine brake, and all that good stuff. Slowly but surely, I started taking off one by one. And yep, that's how I went by it. Till you finally get everything off, no assist, you just got it on elite mode. I say to not use braking assist or steering assist at all. If anything, start with medium traction. Grind never stops. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do it to your preference, you know. But I mean, if you're like a brand new player to this game, any assist you put on will basically help you learn how to, you know, start operating the machine. But yeah, I mean, the less assist you can use, the better, right? The faster you can learn without no assist, the better you can operate the machine. Cause you do get faster without no assist on. Operating it on your own, you know what I mean? I don't think SCRV's in here anymore. My bad for not answering the question while he was here, but I was locked in, bro. Khalib. Appreciate it, Khalib. Appreciate it. Let's go to Monza.
Welcome along, everybody, to our latest F1 World event. There might just be a single prize for victory, but there are so many stories up and down the grid as our drivers look to make a name for themselves. With top speeds up to 215 and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like.
Yeah,
Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen. Today's...
We had 500.
Well, Anthony Davidson, it's a big day for them. Their first time in the division.
We're going up against AIs with 600,
yeah, I mean, look, you're
620, 638
new machinery. You're trying to get your head
level.
around it all, but you have to sort of just go into it a bit more blinkered than that and just focus on the job that you're doing and just keep an eye on the lap times and compare yourself against yourself, the lap times you've done. Don't focus on anybody else. This is your moment, and you can learn from your own mistakes, learn what does work, what doesn't work, and you'll propel yourself forward that way.
Monza. Tough track right
Okay,
here,
we
tough
all
track.
know you can do this. Let's get into the top three.
Gotta get into top three, guys. It's tough. We got Max, Hamilton, Russell up ahead of us.
That's a decent start. Good job. DRS now enabled. DRS enabled.
Y'all two fight, how, you know, as long as you want. Let me buy. Psycho, appreciate the follow, bro.
Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
For you guys that think that I have any assists on, I'll show you guys my settings real quick. So the assist right here, as you can see, all the assists are off, bro. Got the gearbox on manual. We got it on elite. Just for anybody that's wondering, they want to see the
Mate, that's great. You got that target position. Really well done.
No assist. JMS, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Brady, appreciate it.
And extending his already record-breaking winning
Cruz, hey,
record,
Cruz.
it's Lewis Hamilton
Appreciate it, bro.
to the line for victory.
To come here and take victory as a team today on home soil was so important. You can see how much it means to them. The drivers there doing their part. The team's strategy was perfect as well. And the fans really embraced that. What a great atmosphere we had here today.
It's not where you start, it's where you finish. So even though it might have been a...
I mean, we're also on the McLaren car, so y'all know how fast them suckers are. We'll get Lando as our teammate.
We've got more F1 World action for you today, so welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, and pick your favourite driver to follow. With 20 turns and a length of 3.7 miles, Baku City Circuit in the heart of the Azerbaijan capital is a real test of a driver's endurance, patience and precision. 90-degree corners through Sector 1 lead into a tightening uphill sprint as we start to circle around the old city. Then a 1.4-mile chase flat out through Sector 3 towards the finish line. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race.
The alerts on the follows, the gifts.
Yuki Tsunoda lines up on pole position. And starting next to them is George Russell. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Antonelli, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Verstappen. Today's F1 World Challenger, Leclerc, Hadjar, and Lance Stroll. Fernando Alonso, Albon, Carlos Sainz, and Lawson. Bortoletto, Behrman, Nico Hulkenberg, and Jack Doohan. Gasly and Esteban Ocon lines up at the back of the grid. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Well, Anthony Davidson, it's a big day for them. Their first time in the division. How should they approach it?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're facing new competition, new machinery. You're trying to get your head around it all, but you have to sort of just go into it a bit more blinkered than that and just focus on the job that you're doing and just keep an eye on the lap times and compare yourself against yourself, the lap times you've done. Don't focus on anybody else. This is your moment and you can learn from your own mistakes, learn what does work, what doesn't work, and you'll propel yourself forward that way.
I think it's a lot better like that, right? Horizontal instead of vertical, because you can see like the whole picture. I think it's better like that. vertical. I mean, vertical is pretty, I like it, but you can't see the whole picture.
Okay, mission for today. I've got to get into P3. P3. We can now use DRS. DRS now available. So your ERS is running a bit low. Look into changing your ERS mode in the MFD for a more conservative burn rate, or you might want to try some lifting or gentle braking to recharge. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Vehicle condition.
Systems all looking good. Head down.
No assist, brother. No assist. It's Queen. No, you didn't. Thought it was another comment.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 a lap.
Ese el JDOT nomás siempre viene y dice eso. Lo mismo. Ahorita dice, ¿qué? ¿Qué dijiste de mí?
Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it
The
going.
name of the game is F125. Let me answer. No assist. Coming. Hey, Babs. What's up, Babs? What's the name of the game? It's F125. Formula 1 racing. Formula 1 racing 25. F125, brother.
You might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible.
What do you guys prefer on the view right here? TV offset, TV pod, or cockpit? Cockpit. TV pod or offset. A lot of streamers go with TV pod or offset. I just like being in the cockpit. What do you guys prefer? Hey, Babs. Babs, you get that, bro? I don't know if you're still here, but let me know if you know what game it is now. Cruz.
Great stuff. We set a
You
target
had to go
and you hit it.
into Google Translate to get what Babs was trying to ask.
And the best of British and the best on the track. It's George Russell who wins.
Aquí entendemos español y
Well, it's
inglés.
never easy and
Other
straightforward
than that,
to
pues
put a
le
race
tenemos
like
que
this
preguntar
together
a
today,
Google.
Crofty, in changeable weather conditions.
qué pedo.
But they did the best job out there. They used the information wisely and they stayed on the track. That was the most important thing.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and... Well, it's been glory for some, less so for others. But who knows? The tables might...
Good job, Cruz. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. It's tough to get into top 3 with these suckers. This is the last race for an epic upgrade and just a regular common upgrade. But I mean, it's worth it for that epic one. In Singapore, oh shit! I hope it's not raining. Gilberto, appreciate it, bro. Gilberto, ¿qué Gilberto eres? No es mi carnal Gilberto.
We've got more F1 World action for you today. Welcome along, everybody, as we look down at our grid. Who's your driver to follow?
Appreciate the likes, guys. Appreciate the likes.
And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Oscar Piastri lines up on pole position, and Yuki Tsunoda completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc, today's F1 World Challenger, Verstappen, Antonelli, Albon, and Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Hadjar, Liam Lawson, and Sainz, Behrman, Gasly, Esteban Ocon, and Jack Doohan, Bortoletto, and Nico Hulkenberg rounds off the
today,
grid.
man. Damn.
That's it then. It's
P3.
time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race.
In today's race,
The voyage into the
P3
unknown
all the
today
way
for
from-
our driver on
from
the grid.
P19
It's their
to
first
P3.
time in this
That was
division.
crazy.
So what can they expect?
Well, this could be quite a nerve-wracking time for drivers. Your surroundings are slightly different, your competitors are different, but it's important that you believe in yourself and get your elbows out. Let them know you're here to stay.
vámonos.
Okay, we all know you can do this. Let's get into the top 3.
Got you. down, guys. Yeah, letting top three just get away.
Okay, DRS is now available. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place.
They got DRS in front. It's hard for me to keep up.
The McLaren driver has the lead. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. We're increasing our gap on the car behind by around a second a lap.
There we go.
Okay, this is your final lap of the race. Look out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Okay, mate, that goes down as a good day's work. You got that
Cam
target
settings, it's
position.
a
Well done.
cockpit. Or you want to know the cam settings? I'll let you know right now, bro. You still here?
Oscar Piastri, take a bow. What a performance. What a win.
Cockpit.
And they led every single lap of the
Rafa,
race.
yes, sir.
It was
It's
a
a 10
light
it's a
to
10 out of
flag
10.
victory, and that
For
is
sure.
total dominance.
Cam settings. I'll show you cam settings right now, bro. You like this? Your favorite track? I think it's a tough track, but yeah,
It's time to bring out the bubbly
it's a
and
pretty
spray
badass track.
it around. We've gone wheel to wheel. We've seen thrills and spills. Who knows what's coming next?
Apple Loves. You still here, bro? Let me know if you still here. I'll show you the cam settings. Yeah, the cam settings only while you're in a race. Tenth or better. We're going up against AI's 620 tech level. We're at 540. Let me show you, Apple. As soon as we hop in this match, I'll show you the camera settings.
It's a full house and it's a full grid as our latest F1 World event is just moments away. So have you picked your favourite driver to cheer on?
cam settings right here, guys. I don't know if y'all want to take a picture. I don't know, picture it, take a picture. But this is the cam settings right here. Apple loves. I don't know if you're still here, bro, but those are the camera settings right there. If y'all like the view, take a picture, go set it up in your PC or your Xbox or PS5, try it out. It's the cockpit view though for your camera settings. Screenshot, picture it, yep. Alright guys, here we go. We're in our F1 car now. F1 World Car.
Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it?
Let me know when somebody asking me something, dude. Or help me answer if you can.
All right, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
I like to try and answer everybody, but sometimes it's hard when I'm over here locked in. And it just happens so fast. By the time I know, it's like, damn. Somebody asked me a
DRS now
question.
enabled. DRS enabled. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Good job. Nice overtake. Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
GG guys, we got in top 10, top 10.
Oh yes, clean racing and you hit the target. You know I expect that now every week.
Could have got into top 5. We get a better, we get all 3 check marks.
We've witnessed some great battles on the streets of Melbourne today then, and they've taken a fantastic win.
And it's one thing.
Well, what a thrilling end to an incredible Grand Prix weekend. Our top 3 finishers should be incredibly happy with what they were able to achieve out there today. So many races, so many stories. Who knows what the next chapter has in store for us all? So join us next time out for more thrilling F1 world action.
Should have started a long time ago. No, con este. $620, $540. Let's do it. Driving lessons, manual gears.
Well, I don't know about you, but the nerves are gradually building here in the commentary
Let's
box.
go right to
We're
it.
just...
Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it? We can now use DRS. DRS now available. Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button a bit more.
Appreciate the follow, Tony. Appreciate it, bro.
Okay, well done.
Lucas,
That's
appreciate
three
it.
clean
Appreciate
laps
it,
in a
bro.
row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap.
So we can get into top 5. That was a dirty move by P6 right behind me. Can defend both sides.
Well,
There you go,
mate,
guys.
that was great stuff, but I feel like you've not done yourself a favour there because now the expectation is right up there every time.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Albert Park.
There was never a moment of doubt today. You could tell that they completely had it under control, and that is a sign of greatness.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One. Well, the prize in the eyes of our winner today is there for all to see. But next time, who knows who might be standing on top of that podium? Join us again next time for more thrilling F1 World action.
one more race for the epic upgrade and that trophy.
The F1 World Calendar takes us across the globe and back home again. Welcome along to our latest event. Who knows what's going to happen today? The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through.
Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it? Okay, DRS is now available. If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Nice move, good job. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up, well done. might experience some understeer now that you're in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as soon as possible. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. Final lap, final lap. Push, push.
Split those guys. Top 5.
Yes, good stuff.
GG,
That was a
guys.
good day's work. We hit the target and you brought it home cleanly.
Another superb Australian Grand Prix comes to an end then, and it's a thoroughly deserved victory.
And they led every single lap of the race. It was a lights to flag victory, and that is total dominance.
A show. Well, what happened on the track today will surely, no doubt, come back to excite us once more. These drivers competing throughout the season and giving us brilliant entertainment. So why not join us again next time for more of the same?
600.
Welcome everybody from the commentary box to this latest F1 World event. So far this season, some of our drivers have made great names for themselves, others need to improve. Can they do it today? Straddling the border of Northamptonshire and Buckinghamshire, the 18 corners of Silverstone Circuit form the 3.6-mile beating heart of Formula One. It's been reinvented over the years, with Turn 1 now the fast right-hander of Abbey, but the magic of racing is as strong here as it's ever been. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, and Verstappen, Antonelli, Hamilton, Hadjar, and Fernando Alonso, Lawson, Stroll, Carlos Sainz, and Albon, Doohan, Hülkenberg, Pierre Gasly, and Gabriel Bortoleto. Today's F1 World Challenger, Ocon, Behrman, and Cali Meyer rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. Well, Anthony Davidson, it's a big day for them. Their first time in the division. How should they approach it?
Yeah, I mean, look, you're facing new competition, new machinery. You're trying to get your head around it all. But you have to sort of just go into it a bit more blinkered than that and just focus on the job that you're doing. Don't focus on anybody else. This is your moment, and you can learn from your own mistakes. Learn what does work, what doesn't work, and you'll propel yourself forward that way.
DRS now enabled. DRS enabled. Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Nice work, mate. That brings you up a place. Let's use overtake and burn off some of this energy. Okay, you're in the top 10. Okay, clear. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 2.2 seconds. Okay, well done. That's 3 clean laps in a row. Beautiful stuff. Keep it going. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, gap to the car ahead, 2.8 seconds. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 7.5 seconds. Verstappen's just put up the fastest lap of the race so far. Hey, well done on keeping it nice and clean out there. Good stuff. You know what they say? Consistency's half the battle, isn't it? Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. Okay, off we go, back into the race. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Look after these tyres now, we want to finish the race on this compound. And Callie's coming in for a stop. You're running low on ERS. Reminder that you can play around with ERS modes in the MFD or lift sometimes and ease onto the brake pedal for some manual recharge. Verstappen's just put up the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, you're catching the car ahead, but remember, we need to get to the end of the race on these tyres. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Okay, good work. Great pass.
GG guys, good race,
Clean
GG's.
racing today, but just not fast enough. We didn't hit that target.
Appreciate the likes, Cruz. Appreciate the likes, bro.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
To do it as a team on home soil, that really means something special, and you can see how much it means to them, the drivers involved as well. Great job by them today, of course, as always, but for the fans watching on too, a great display of teamwork here today.
Lando Norris won. He won it in real life too today. Earlier today in the morning.
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky three, it's time to stand on it. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win
Almost
today for Lando
exact
Norris.
order, except P3 was Hulkenberg.
It's been a thrilling day of F1 world action, but there are more to come in the future. So follow us and join us once more as these drivers put themselves through the ultimate test.
Today, y'all, appreciate y'all hanging out, bro. Cruz, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate you. We'll be back on later on today with some more racing, guys. Cruz, and appreciate it. Appreciate the likes and the follow and all that, bro. We'll be back later on, and yep. It was fun. You like this game, bro? Do you have it? Need to get it. You need to try it out. Need to try it out. It's pretty damn fun. It's realistic. Can't get no better than this. I'll see you when I come back. See you guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out.